How has this job taught you about loyalty, knowing, when to listen, knowing when to train, knowing everything? How can these two worlds collide in your case, and what has the outcome been like so far?
Well, it's all about remembering your roots. I actually got the job at Friendly Paws about 3 weeks before I started this podcast. I've been at Friendly Paw Littles now for 3 years, and I gotta say, it is one of my first and only jobs I've really ever had where I had to respond to a higher entity. And I gotta tell you, it's like a family down there. Friendly Paw Littles is different. They're a small business owned by two strong women owners in Courtney and Dawn. Nikki is a phenomenal general manager and has graced me and my good friend Nix to be managers of Friendly Paw Littles. And I would say we have done an incredible job. Friendly Paw Littles is a welcoming environment. It doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your race, it doesn't matter your sex, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter anything. We welcome all folks. So being able to work hands-on with dogs and work hands-on with amazing folks and be trusted enough to now be a trainer and train the up-and-coming staff not only has taught me loyalty in the sense that if I can stick around for 3 years there, I could stick around for 3 years of my podcast or 3 years of schooling or 3 years of friendships. Not only that, it's teaching me customer service skills, which is great within the communication field, which is something we're both really going to school for. We're in the school of comm for a reason. And it's also taught me to be honest, to be open, and to be articulate. Listen, if a dog makes a mess, to me and to you, Nick, that's just okay. The dog took a shit outside. Whoop-de-doo. But to me, I have to analyze that. Okay, wait a minute. Does the dog have a bloody stool? Does the dog have a runny stool? Owners aren't there to watch their dogs. If the dog is bleeding or if a dog has an upset tummy, I got to make sure I report that back to the staff. That's me being articulate. It's no different than me breaking down a football play if you really think about it. Oh, to some people, oh, he just threw the football and he dropped it. Well, wait a minute. No, there's more that goes into that drop. He didn't just throw the football and he dropped it. He threw the football in the double coverage. And since there was double coverage, the high safety came in from the flat and knocked it out of his hand while the corner was beat on the out route. You see, there's a that goes into everything. So Friendly Paw Littles has taught me to be as articulate as possible, which I took from something as simple as a dog making a mess and applying that into my everyday skills in which I'm using at Point Park and on this podcast with you right now. So Friendly Paw Littles, although yes, I'm working with dogs at 6 a.m. versus me calling a live sporting event at 6 p.m. It may seem very different in opposite worlds, but you would be surprised how similar they really are.